Don't be shy, come in, sit down, settle around. Got a long time to live, a long time to die, huh? You know, I was lying awake. I couldn't sleep. And I looked at myself in the mirror. And I felt so wretched. I thought, let my teeth grow crooked and my head grow bald. Let the maggots seep when my body is cold. Let my tattoos age and my beard hang long. Let my eyebrow hairs curl and contort. My complexion gray and my beard hangs long. I'm a spotted map and I'm ready to go. When my bones crackle and creak, when my step is faint and my sight is weak, and I seldom know where I find myself, and I gasp for air, choked by my spit. And I'm all sliced up and sewn together, and I'm not getting better. On the day I die, I want my kids, if I have them, and their kids, if they have them, to leave me after a visit, if it is that they do, and go and play some foosball. Like we did in the taco restaurant, like we were caring with existential might, laughing, yelling, screaming about the little ball, pinging back and forth. There's jovial music. It's rainbow-colored, chatter-filled, and there's a well-meaning waiter, half ignoring the crying uncle and cousin and dad. My cousin Patricio, 14, he's hyperventilating, plum red, tear-soaked, through spicy meat and cheese in his mouth. And I'm holding his shoulder and telling him that his grandma's gonna be okay. Because if she doesn't make it out of that operating room, she's gonna get to rest. And if she gets better, we'll get to take her home. I'm calm, but I am lying. Like I didn't wreck the tendons on my neck and face, screaming, no, 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 as they came for her, the vile nurses, deaf bureaucrats, and her hospital bed removed, the floor glaring white. My mother came to console me and I nearly pushed her off. I want to feel the endless, soulless grimace of an impossible goodbye. The feeling of Christmas on my face, adored, held,
like that of a cherished child. I want to feel the metal string to her door. I want to be in her courtyard, and I want to see that vibrant swirl of life, the bougainvillea and cacti. I want to feel the clay floors on my feet. I want to see the cherubs on the wall and the faded posters of bluish cherry tomatoes. I want to see the painting of the farmers holding hands, praying for their harvest. I want to see the hallway where the pictures of our family hang. Every time I think about your home, I am inundated by river veins of long, silent conversation. And I now think of your lips running dry. Was that not the same house where me and my cousin sat on the roof as our family exchanged convivialities? Was that not the same table where my grandfather stood, gave his stoic speech, and marched down the hall to die? Were we not wearing enough black? Was that not enough violence? I just don't get it. I don't know who I am, but I know that I am not without you. I am dying in this hospital's waiting room. My heart wants to stop when yours does. And why you? Why now? Why must you die?
She wakes up at 5 a.m. to run her private little state. She writes presidential addresses to the group chats, speaking of the importance of family and of faith in God. She finds a special message in each of our language, an interview, or some art for me, architecture for Santi, sports match for Emilio, and so on. She worries about her community. Everyone to her is son and daughter. She kisses us, hugs us, worries, gives us her Christian blessing. She prays once a day before her altar of saints and lights her candles, thinking of each of her loved ones. Sons, daughter-in-laws, uncles, aunts, cousins, grandkids, and even the grandkids' girlfriends. She's indulgent in her cooking and makes rich moles, stews, soups, bakes fresh bread and banana bread. She makes sure to call my grandmother Gloria to make sure that she's not sad. She gets pretty every day with full makeup, paints her hair, styles it up with hairspray, reads voraciously, and keeps up with international relations of our family. She likes to gossip, and she kept a successful company running for decades. She put 11 kids through childhood and raised 3 national swim champions. She put up with my grandpa, which is in itself a heroic act. Her neighbors call her Madam Mayor. She's nearly paralyzed now. Stubbornly cognizant, starved up, and beat. Her little body's being invaded, and she can feel it all. I said that I would stay with her almost as a reflex when my mother told me that she wound up at the hospital. We were on the road back from the city, from the countryside. There were lush green valleys, picturesque house painted every color. As we sped through the forests, she wasn't all that bad, but she insisted that she didn't need her cane. She insisted in sleeping in her room on the second floor, going up and down her stone stairs. She insisted on going on lunch days and living her life. She had a broken hip and pelvis, and it appeared she'd fractured her body some more. I called my friend that morning in the hospital, and I informed her with humorous casualness that I'd stay with my grandmother that night at the hospital. She seemed concerned in a way that felt disproportionate and unwarranted to me. She seemed unaware of my grandmother's immortality. To tell you the truth, I was unaware of her mortality. On the day that she died, she told us that she would rather be dead than basic. She had a stylist. The day that she died, she picked her dress and she put on jewelry. The day that she died, she asked to have a shot of mezcal. Mezcal is 100% ethanol. Everything she drank went straight to her lungs. Her lungs! And she drank 100% ethanol, and said she enjoyed it. This is the kind of hard as nails woman that she was. Good morning, buenos dias, she tells us as she raises her hands triumphantly at 2 a.m, dead of the night. Me and Valentina were sleeping by her side. This is the last night of her life. We were totally asleep. She raised her arms. She's undergoing something called delirium, which means that her mind is stuck in the past. Unaware if she is in the present or the past, she is reliving every single moment. And I wonder where she is. I wonder if she's holding the newspaper, reading the headlines, seeing her fiance's name, announcing his marriage to a different woman. I wonder if she's hearing this bastard's call. I love you. I love you more than I love anyone. And I will leave it all with her behind. I wonder if she's hearing his name called at the funerary mentions of her church. I wonder if she's hearing the serenade that my grandfather took to her balcony that night. I wonder if she's hearing her mother tell her not to marry my grandfather. And she was right. I wonder if she is measuring the audacity of my grandfather as this man takes the car when he says that he is going on a run. I wonder if it's when she followed that car and got to the house of his secretary where the door was open and she peer viewed this man holding the pregnant secretary's belly. I wonder if it is the day that my grandfather left with a black suitcase Or I wonder if it is the day that he returned 30 years later with the same suitcase and audacity to die. Or I wonder if she's making us some pancakes the way she used to like. She's cooking up a stew. I wonder if maybe that morning she is saying good morning to her children as she used to wake them up for swim practice. And the day was beautiful because for her kids, the first sight was out of their loving mother's face. And for her, she knows somewhere in her heart that that moment is going to stick with her for life. Or I wonder if she's speaking to Valentina and I from that strange beyond, trying to help our spirits. I am sorry for the degree to which I have to yell. I would much rather this be a very soft-spoken performance, but there is an unparalleled level of sound that this has to be my voice. I apologize, dear patient audience. I think of my life as a gorgeous mosaic with repeating patterns, shapes, and lines, and moments of symmetry that define the contours of its art. I think the funeral parlor is one of these coordinates. I think of the ritualized my condolences, the Olympic kissing and hugging, the deep stare into your fractured red eyes, the pursed lips and front eyebrows, the being held by strangers, telling you that you're still here and you're still alive. And yet I bet they see my grandmother's eyes in my own. Still the handshakes, embraces, the black, the dancing around the room. The whole choreography feels like it etched some kind of pattern into eternity. Like there's an extended lace between souls and we've been knitting a kaleidoscope patch for a little raft that's sinking. 1 year, almost exactly ago, was the first time that I did the death jig. The first time I sat in front row, knew the man in the image, read the holy text, squeezed the dead man's shoulder, ate my own snot, made sure that there were enough quesadillas for the feeding, and saw a newly minted widow kneeling before God. My grandmother, usually so chatty, quiet, almost unreachable. When I flew into town, straight to her house last year, I wore a black leather jacket with 2 books in its pockets. Denial of Death and Who Lives. When I flew into her town, straight to her house a few weeks ago, I brought a book of poetry. And there were 2 lines. Remember me when I am gone away, gone far away into the silent land, but also, better that you should forget me than remember my name and feel sad. I feel torn between this. The French word for memory is souvenir. Something you can look forward to when people die is that you get to keep a bit of stuff. And I got some poetry, I got some light boxes. I got a German pencil sharpener from the 18th century. I got a WhatsApp archive. Good morning. I love you, God is with you, everything's going to be all right. I know that when I miss her, I only need to look into my own eyes. I know that scientists are idiots when they try to measure the sky when people say that she's up there. When people say that she's in the sky, that's because she's nothing. Total non-existence, and thus she has become everything. And yet I have this feeling inside of myself that all of this bounty, all of this richness of her that I have, every joy and shock and sorrow and memory that we share together, I would happily renounce. All I am and have, I will give back to have her once more be alive. And yet, I held her body. I held her ashes. I clothed the crimson. She is dead. And when she was dying, she was seeing her husband and her mother, which she missed so much, and she felt ready. And that's kind of the cruel kindness of life. And I know that someday I'll have something to look forward to. When I'm wearing a nice suit and I'm surrounded by my loved ones, clearer than our pictures or my memories, I'll know I'll see her once again on the day I die. So, this is goodbye. Until then, thank you for loving me, raising me. Thank you for being the best friend that I ever had. Goodbye. Nasiramo. I will see you on the day that I die.